Yo, what is up everyone? Back here with another video. In today's video, I actually wanted to do a tier list on the non-restricted Pokemon because typically when we're looking at restricted formats, people like to rank the actual restricteds themselves. But I figured it would be an interesting enough concept to also rank the individual Pokemon since obviously those don't get as much attention usually with these tier lists. So I think it's kind of an interesting concept to explore. I also saw Justin Tang actually ended up posting a version on his channel. And in the comments of my last video, there was actually a comment being like, hey, you should do the non-restricted. So figured it was a good enough idea. So, yep, hope you guys are enjoying the content so far for this new regulation. We're going to kind of just speed run the kind of bad Pokemon just because I don't really want to sit here and like elaborate on Pokemon that I don't think are good. But I will elaborate if I think the Pokemon is noteworthy or can do something, right? So Venusaur being the first one, I'll probably put Venusaur in B tier. Anything B tier or above is considered like decent, and then C is like if you were like forced to use it, like it's fine maybe, but you know, maybe it's not that great. The reason why I have Venusaur in B tier is because Venusaur, compared to the other Sunsetters right now, is a little bit weird. That being said, it does have a niche with some Koraidon teams, and it can work with Groudon, and Groudon has kind of been rising up a little bit in usage in terms of what it's doing. So I think that's kind of an interesting part of it, right? I think the Chlorophyll niche is kind of cool. Charizard, unfortunately, like, I mean, it's not as bad as like some of the other Pokemon, but also I don't think it deserves a B and C in this format just because like Solar Power Specs like was good in the previous format because of the lower power level, but now it's not like near as good. I guess C for Charizard seems kind of appropriate. Like it's really not that great. I probably wouldn't recommend it. But yeah. Blastoise, F tier, nothing really good there. We're gonna put Arbok down in F. Pikachu, Raichu gets like a C just because like Lightning Rod niche, but from Miraidon, but it's really not that great. At least it's better than Zard. You know what? I wouldn't even recommend Zard. I'll just be honest with you guys. Alolan Raichu, no. Clefairy's probably like a B plus tier, so it's one of the better redirectors in the format right now, besides Amoonguss. But that being said, like where Clefairy kind of stands is it's kind of weird. It's kind of fallen off on being on the Cali Shadow comps just because Ogerpon Hearthflame is kind of taken over as the main follow me user now, so it's not doing near as well as it used to. That being said, you know, it's still something. Clefable, unfortunately, I'd probably say it's just off the map now. No reason to use it over Clefairy. Ninetales, I'll put it down in C because weather control. Same with the Alolan Ninetales, but I mean, Alolan Ninetales actually enables like a whole Hail archetype. Honestly, Ninetales is just bad, so don't use Ninetales actually. Wigglytuff, not good. Vileplume is just worse than the other Chlorophyll guys. Same with this. Venomoth, no. Dugtrio, Persian. I mean, Persian Alola is like a fast fake outer, but like I don't really think it has a niche anymore because so many Pokemon do that. Berserker gets C just because it works with Specs Golden Go to do a lot of damage, although it's not very great. I did not mean to put Annihilate there. Annihilate's probably, it's weird. Annihilate used to be really good in the previous format, but as the power level goes up, it kind of falls off because Urshifu's everywhere. So I'll probably put it in C. It's kind of like one of those cheeser mons. It kind of works as like a Scarf. If I'm putting Venusaur up in B, I should probably put Annihilate up in B. Like Scarf Final Gambit is still like good. It's probably something you'll see once in a while. So yeah, both Arcanine forms, not good. Toad. I mean, I don't really see the need for rain, to be honest with you. When you have Kyogre around. Besides that, like you would have manual weather with Torn next to Shifu. So I mean, it's not as bad as like some of the other guys, but still not great. So I'll put in C. Not good. Slowbro has a niche with like Iron Defense, Body Press, Trick Room. Not good. Yeah, there are so many like bad Pokemon here. At least like bad relative to the format. And like I'm not jawning when I say they don't do anything. Like I promise you, they actually don't do anything. Weezing's an interesting one. I'd probably get rid of regular Weezing just because regular Weezing's typing is worse than Galarian Weezing right now. I'm trying to actually, you know, I say that, but I'm trying to remember why exactly that is. I think it's because Galarian Weezing gets the fairy coverage, so it can sit in front of like Urshifus more easily, and it can be more annoying to them. And you could also set up better pins with Calyrex. I don't know why you would run regular Weezing. Excuse me. I don't know why you'd run regular Weezing, to be honest with you. I just don't think it's particularly amazing. And Galarian Weezing has a bit more niches right now, but maybe I'll put it like top of F. Galarian Weezing, like, it enables a whole Cali archetype, but that's kind of the only thing it does. But since it actually enables an archetype, it deserves to be higher. So I'll probably put with Clefairy, since Clefairy was kind of there because it's like, it's used with Cali. Without Cali, it's not that popular, so it deserves to be there. Chansey, no, 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 no. Electabuzz is like B. Again, follow me user. You can EV it to live like some interesting things. Besides that, nothing too interesting. Magmar, maybe bottom of C. It's a follow me mon with Vital Spirit, maybe. Like, it could be nice next to certain restricted. Tauros is just bad. Gyarados is just bad. Ditto is actually, to me, like, low-key a B plus mon. I think it actually enables a couple different archetypes, and Ditto can actually really exploit Kali Shadow teams right now. It's kind of a cool mon. I actually think it deserves to see a bit more play that does, so I would say it's probably a B tier Pokemon. You'll notice kind of all the B plus tiers, rather, are kind of Pokemon that, like, are strong enough in their gimmick that they like either make a restricted broken or, like in this case with Ditto, copy a restricted. Like, I think that's a criteria for being in like B plus or higher if you're not like a set role mon, right? Whereas like Venusaur, Annihilate, and Electabuzz are more supportive pieces, so like they're not as crucial because there are replacements that you could use for them, but like they still do some things, right? None of these guys. Umbreon to me is like, again, it kind of fills into that B tier. It's like a supportive Pokemon that can work on like certain teams to deal with Kali Ice, but it's not exactly like as impactful in its niche. Like, for example, Clefairy. I don't know why I keep mixing them up. I think it's because previous format Clefable was better. But Clefairy basically is a, you know, situation where Friend Guard, you can use it to protect your restricted. You can use After You with Calyrex, which is actually really good right now. You know, and Umbreon only really works on Azatian teams, as we've seen so far. I don't know if it's been popularized in any other team, but so far we've not really seen Umbreon, so for that reason I'm fine to put it a bit lower. I might actually probably put it a bit lower than Annihilate. I haven't really seen any Annihilate either, so Umbreon's probably top of B. It's really good at being... Oh my god. I don't know why I'm yawning so much in this video, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's just good at beating Kali Ice. Like, it has a really good part in that niche. Glaceon, Sylveon, bad. Porygon 2, I feel like, is like B tier. I would expect it to be better, but it's so passive in front of a lot of mons in the format, where I think it is kind of like worse for that. But like, again, I feel like on the right archetype, it could like perform well. So it's kind of one of these niche picks that like could work well on certain archetype. Snorlax, no. Articuno, no. Articuno, again, no. No, no. Maybe coaching with Kali Ice, but you'd probably be bottom of the gimmick. Honestly, Berserker's bad too. I'm just gonna put it down there. No, Berserker's like deserves to be there. I don't know. Any of these Pokemon like C tiers, I still probably wouldn't recommend using them. Galar Moltres is like a B tier mon. I feel like early on it was like really hyped up on Zamazenta teams, but Zamazenta teams have adapted to dropping it, and that's just because it's really not that great. Dragonite's probably like a B tier mon, maybe B plus. I think B, just because it's fallen off and it's kind of back to its choice band niche. Not near as good as previous format. But with Chin-Pao, you know, tier normal extreme speed, it's still around. I'd probably put it at the top of B tier as it stands right now, just because it's a better niche in a lot of instances. And then some of these Pokemon, we can also redo them. I'm just going to put all the restricteds in here. Maybe I'll rank the restricteds with them, but I'll hold off on them. Sorry, Typhlosion, you're not good. I love Typhlosion. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Okay, Jumpluff, in my opinion, B tier probably, because I think the sleep powder niche of it's really good. I actually might put it up a tier just because I actually think it's like one of the best Pokemon to have on a Groudon team. And it's really hard to not run Sun with Jumpluff. Honestly, like, Jumpluff is kind of broken for enabling a whole archetype, kind of like Weezing enables a whole archetype. So for that reason, I probably put Jumpluff up there. I actually think Jumpluff is really good. I'd probably actually rate it higher than both of these, but I think, I mean, obviously I might be a little bit biased too because I really like Jumpluff, but I think it's good for enabling some teams. I think you kind of need it, so it goes up there. No, 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 no. Murkrow's like a C tier because like it does get the prankster niche, but like it's really not that great. Like, you should probably use a different mon. For a draft is good and restricted. It's a solid support option. It's pretty impactful on the field. It's the key to all Miraidon archetypes working. But besides Miraidon, I mean, it was used with Kali Shadow and it's been used with Kali Ice. So I think putting in A tier, not the highest part of A tier, but like in the lower part of A tier, makes a lot of sense. It's pretty impactful and it's been used a lot more popularly on a lot of teams. So for that reason, I think it deserves to kind of be up there. Yeah. I think that's fine for now. Fortress, no. Oh my god, there's so many weird Pokemon. Overquill probably gets like a... Is it like bottom of B? Like, maybe. Probably top of C. Because, like, it was used on to get top 8 at NAIC, but besides that, it hasn't really done much. Sneasler, in my opinion, low-key, is like a B. I actually think it could be really good on Psy-Spam teams, specifically, like Lunala and DD Sneasler. But besides that, its niche has fallen off a lot more considerably. I'd probably put Galarmolt over these guys, and then Porygon 2, Umbreon are probably around tied. Annihilate's probably around there. Yeah, I think like something like that. Sneasler hasn't really been proven, so I think these two kind of go further back. But yeah. Ursaluna Hazui, it's a weird one right now, honestly. It's kind of cool when you get to use it next to Porygon, but the only time it was really being used was on that Koraidon team that was doing well in VR before Worlds. And besides that, didn't really have too much. But I feel like maybe you could put, I don't know. I feel like it could be B tier. Like, it's good. Like, it's probably around Dragonite levels of good if you get it set up properly. It's just harder to get Ursaluna in like those better positions nowadays. I'd probably put it over Gmalt. Like, I'd rather have a Hisuian or Ursa over that. Blood Moon is kind of interesting too. I want to say it's like a tier above, maybe the same tier. It's kind of weird. So Blood Moon's not as popular either. It's actually used with Miraidon the most. It could probably be B. Like, it's fine. It is immune to Astral Barrage, which is good, but it's a little frail on the special side. And Urshifu is everywhere, but it does have a place on the Miraidon teams, and I feel like maybe I'm being disingenuous by having Pluff up here. I don't know. Pluff kind of enables a whole archetype. Blood Moon is an accessory on the Miraidon archetype. No, I think it's fair. Macargo, Mamoswine, no. Smeargle, in my opinion, is actually like, I don't know if it's a B tier mon. Okay, so it enables like Kali Ice, not balance, like the weird Kali Ice Hard Trick Room team with Fur Draft, because you get Decorate stuff. It enables cheesy Decorate Kyogre stuff. Follow Me Redirection. It's good on Kali Shadow in some cases. It's like a pretty good mon, actually. I'd probably put it around Clefairy levels just because, again, it's playing support for Kali Shadow. It's actually really funny because a lot of the B+ tier are like Pokemon that like either are meant to like tech to make like a certain restricted really good or to like steal the restricted. I know I just mentioned that like a second ago, but like Smeargle, Clefairy, and Smeargle, Clefairy, and Weezing are all really good enabling Kali Shadow. Ditto's really good at countering Kali Shadow and some other restricteds, and Jumpluff's really good at enabling Groudon. So I think that's kind of funny. Raikou, I mean, Raikou's not like, yeah, it's probably like C tier because fast screens, it's like fine. Suicune, I think, is like, I mean, I'd probably put in C just because, like, I mean, it's not the worst thing you could use. Entei. Entei for me is kind of like a B tier Pokemon. Again, it's like fine with the extreme speed niche and it's used with Zamazenta. I feel like all these Pokemon can be like used in smaller use cases and it can come up, right? Tyranitar is like a C tier. I'm actually gonna drop Venu down and Sneasler down, I think, because I don't want to put Pokemon that haven't had, no, Venusaur deserves it because it's had success, but the other haven't really. Suicune I'm not too impressed by. It's too slow. Miraidon's everywhere. Overquill has done okay enough to be there. Eight-Tails maybe because it enables stuff. Raichu, Fake Out, Politoed, I'm dropping it. I'm dropping this. No reason to use this. Dropping this. Coaching niche, maybe. I just don't like, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Murkrow. I think Murkrow's not that phenomenal either. Raichu, I mean, I say Lightning Rod niche, but they're just better Pokemon for this. Like, it's really not good. Like, I don't really want to put anything on this list that, like, I genuinely think you should never consider for a team in Regulation G, so I'm just gonna drop, like, all the ones I think you shouldn't consider. Of course, it's my opinion, right? So I just feel pretty confident in saying that. See, Tyranitar could potentially edge into B just because like it was using, it was used on like some Zamazenta build. So I'm gonna actually leave it there. I think it ended up top cutting Worlds as well, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean, it deserves to be there because it got one use, kind of like how Venusaur got one use on the Koraidon team. Like, I think all the B tier mons are like good enough to have like maybe a couple of uses on a team and like be around. I'm not gonna rate the restricteds right now, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not gonna rank them because non-restricted tier list. No. Pelipper. Pelipper is actually really good. I actually think Pelipper's, is it B tier or A tier? I'd probably say A tier just because like it's like your best rain setter that isn't Kyogre. So I think for support mons it's actually like pretty useful. It gets wide guard, which is really good in restricted format, and it's good next to Urshifu. So it's kind of hard to, you know, put it anywhere lower than A. It ended up winning NAIC as well, so it's pretty good. Gallade probably ends up in the B tier. It's used on hard trick room. That's pretty much it. There's no other reason to use it. I'd probably put it below. I'd probably rather have it less than most of these Pokemon. I'm actually going to put Gmult a little bit lower than Umbreon. Yeah, because it hasn't really had a high placement. Yeah, I think like Gallade is probably one of those Pokemon. Like it enables a whole archetype of hard trick room, so it has to be on there. But yeah, it's not the most amazing. Breloom, I mean, fast. Nah, I'm not gonna really rank it. Again, I'm not gonna rank anything. I think it's like kind of bad. Prankster support, kind of not bad. You kind of get some stuff out of it. You can go for Sunny Day. You can go for Quash. Like it's cute. You get screens. There's like some utility there. No Medicham. No. Volbeat and Illumise, again, kind of prankster guys. Like they could maybe be useful on a team. I could see. I mean, probably not, but at least they're like around. Where did I put Illumise? I'll just put them both together because they're basic. I think Volbeat is slightly worse stats than Illumise for some reason. I forgot why. I think it's more foul play damage or something. Torkoal is like, again, it kind of has to be on hard trick room. Like a jetpack Torkoal isn't a thing. Only like eruption Torkoal right now, and it's on the hard trick room teams, and those are pretty contingent again on hard trick room being up. So I want to say it's probably worse. Honestly, like its dependence on sun is a big detriment to it. No Grumpig, no. Dusclops would have been good a format ago, not anymore. Holy moly, there are a lot of not so great Pokemon. I feel like Registeel deserves a C. I know people don't really use it. I feel like Iron Defense Body Press Registeel could do something maybe. No restricteds. And is Infernape a C tier Pokemon really? No, there's better fake outers. I was thinking about putting in C tier. Pachirisu, honestly, is like the one gimmick it has is if you Terra Fairy it and follow me, you could ignore Draco, you could ignore Drift. Like it's kind of funny. I mean, it's not that great, but like it's kind of funny. Gastro, I'll probably put in C tier. Immune to Kyogre would be a lot more better in a format, or a lot better in a format where there was actually like something for it, like that it like Kyogre was doing everywhere, or Kyogre was everywhere. Oh my god, I can't speak today. Where Kyogre was everywhere, but it's just not. So yeah, I mean, it's on some teams. Urshifu Rapid Strike's everywhere, so I think it deserves to be in C, but not much beyond that. No. Bronzong has like this gravity trick room niche, so that's cute. For like Groudon, for other stuff, you can grab Gnosis. No. I was thinking about Toxicroak, but no, it's not. Like Kyogre's not good, so it doesn't matter. It's kind of sad to see how many Pokemon are just like not good. But like, I mean, that's kind of the reality of it, right? Heatran, honestly, Heatran has never been seen, and I'm trying to like think of why. I mean, it's bad in the Zama, it's bad into Kyogre, it's good in the Zacian, it's bad into Calyrex Shadow, it's bad into, yeah, I guess I could kind of see it. It's kind of bad into like every restricted actually. Now that I think about it, yeah, I mean, I don't think it. I'm like tempted to put it a little bit higher, but I don't think it deserves it right now. No Regigigas, no. Cress has got to be like a C tier. Like it's not really that popular, but it's Cress, so like it can be okay. No. Sorry if I'm not talking about your favorite Pokemon. Whimsicott's really good. Whimsicott's like a Tailwind supportive Pokemon. Enables a bunch of archetypes. You can use it with a couple different things. You can use it next to Cali. You can use it next to like other restricteds. It's good for Miraidon. It enables it really well. There's like some cool things for sure that you can do with Cott. So I respect Cott a lot as a Pokemon. Lilligant, no. I mean, Lilligant, Hizui, Torkoal, Lilligant. Is that even used nowadays? I'll tentatively put it in C. Basculin. Female Basculegion's bad. Regular Basculegion has like a last respects niche, so I'll put in C. Maybe it's a B level Pokemon. I feel like I'd probably like last respects is threatening enough where you could put it in B. Here. I mean, maybe for cheese in the GC. but it's not amazing. Gothitel's probably C tier. It did do well at one regional where all of Tub brought it. Amoongus. Amoongus is an A, I think. It's not as good as it used to be, honestly. Maybe, yeah, I might bump some stuff up from A up to A plus, depending on kind of where the list falls. But Amoongus is still good. Like, it's a good Pokemon. It spores. It does a lot of stuff. I'm a little biased with Jump Up for sure. Actually, look at some of the mons I have. I actually kind of want to raise Entei up to B plus. I want to raise Blood Moon and Dragonite. I'm gonna put Jump Left down here because it is enabling a whole archetype, but like these Pokemon are genuinely like not that bad. Hizui and Ursaluna. Porygon 2 is probably still B tier. But like, yeah, like I probably put Ursaluna and Hizui down there. But yeah, I was just looking at the list as I was talking about Amoongus. Amoongus, yeah, it's fine. It has some support. It can spore. It's puff. Like there's a lot of good things it does. So it's definitely a Pokemon you have to respect. It's really good on the it's really good with certain archetypes. Like, for example, you could puff Pagos, puff Cali Shadow, puff Cali Ice. Like, there's a lot of things you can do with it, so it's nice. I just put Exca here. What did I put here by accident? Oh, Thunderous. Oops. I'm going to put Galvantula. No. Oh, King Gambit, how you fallen. And this makes me so sad. I love this Pokemon. I really, really do. I think it's such a cool Pokemon. I'll put in C just because I did win a tournament with it in a Japanese tournament with it. But it's on the struggle bus. It's not the best right now. Mandibuzz, I kind of want to say Overcoat, and yeah, like Overcoat is actually kind of a cool niche, and it just has some applications. I feel like Hydreigon, no. Volcarona is like a C tier support. I think when I used it actually at Worlds, it kind of felt really good actually. Quiver Dance because it just destroyed the whole Zamazenta archetype. Like they just have nothing for QD Volk. But it's not something that you see on a lot of teams. But it's like around his Rage Powder too. No. Torn. Oh, Torn is phenomenal. Torn is definitely A plus. You get Fast Tailwind. You get Rain Dance for Urshifu. It's like Urshifu's best friend. There's just so many cool things you could do with it. Kyogre. It works with other archetypes as well. There's a whole Cali Ice, fast Cali Ice like kind of thing that they did with that, and Torn was a big member of that team. I'm thinking of the AV Cali Ice team, I think. But yeah, it's not bad. It's like around. So, regular Torn, no. Thundy. Nah, too much hate for it, I think. No. Oh, Landorus I is probably, if not, I think it's an A tier mon, bro. Like the coverage it has is really good. Scarflando I is really good for Miraidon teams. That being said, Miraidon has fallen off a little bit, so maybe its usage is going to be a little bit more scarce. It has some cool tools. I think too, it really is good for Cali Ice teams in general. Like I think it's actually a really good tool next to Cali Ice. So it's definitely not a bad Pokemon. I'd say it's probably definitely deserving of respect and something that you would definitely consider being strong for sure. Landorus. Wow, this thing's really fallen off. This actually really makes me realize like if I'm putting Landorus in F, like there's some Pokemon that are just like not good now. No. Talonflame actually, in my opinion, isn't as bad as people might think. I actually think it could be kind of cool on the right team. It's probably around Volcarona, Basculegion area, like very fringe use cases, but it's still pretty strong, like Life Orb, Brave Bird stuff. Viv, no. Viv gets friend. No, I'm not going to do that to you guys or to myself. Yastic, no. Just use another prankster. Iron Defense Body Press Niche, you maybe get on here for that, just because Cali Ice kind of dies to that. Prankster Screens guy, not terrible. By not terrible, I mean like usable. Ensign is like, I mean, can you not put an S? Like, I mean, yeah, it's on all the best archetypes. Pagos, Cali Shadow. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you not use this mon, actually. It's really good. I think, too, one of the best things it does is it's just a great restricted enabler. So every restricted format is just, like, super good on every team. All right, Prima, no. Toucannon, no. Isn't that crazy that all the best Pokemon are kind of in, like, the more recent generation? Like that's actually pretty nuts if you think about it, because like think about it, like this is organized by generation, and like I'm getting a few picks in there where I'm like, oh, okay, they're good, but like almost all the Pokemon I see down here are like actually relevant Pokemon, or like to some degree, right? No Orcorios. No. Arachnid maybe gets a niche because like wide guard stuff in Trick Room. I might even throw some off the list after I'm done doing this. Slazzle, no. Serena, yes, because it enables Kyogre, but it's not really that great. It's B again. Like I think B are like all the mons that just have like a very specific use case. Like for example, Gallade is on Hard Trick Room, right? And like Serena's on Kyogre teams. Talon maybe sometimes enables like stuff like Zama, like very fringe cases where you'd use these Pokemon on specific archetypes. Comfey is like C. It's like kind of annoying next to some Pagos teams. Oranguru, I think there's like a gimmicky Oranguru team that you can use. It's I think it's like Parabolic Charge, Miraidon, Telepathy, Instruct, Calm Mind stuff, but it's really not that good. No. Mimikyu, I think, is like a C tier mon. I think it has an interesting support kit, and Curse can be good in some applications. The only thing that's weird is like, as a restricted format right now, it's kind of not as good. I don't know what I just put in here. I assume it's not important. I'm gonna skim real quick. Cramorant? Okay, yeah. No. Coma O is probably like C. Like Iron Defense Body Press Overcoat against Cali again. Like if you're using it as like a Cali answer, maybe. I'm very hesitant, maybe, but maybe. Solgaleo, no, can't. No restricted. Oh, Rillaboom is S, easy S. I think it's actually better than Incin. How many? Let me think. How many archetypes it's on? It's on Cali Shadow. It's on Terapagos. Maybe Incin has a bit more uses. Rillaboom's used with Kyogre. They're pretty neck and neck. I mean, it is the best form of terrain control, and I think because it's a built-in check to Miraidon, it deserves to be an S tier, so I'm going to leave it there for now. None of these guys. Corviknight. It's just like there's too much stuff, I want to say, but I'll leave it here. If I change my mind on some mons, I'll drop them down. No. Hatterene is definitely like C tier. Well, it's only used on Hard Trick Room. But is it even one of the better mons for Hard Trick Room? I mean, yes, it's expanding Force niche. So yeah, I guess it kind of has to be there. But I don't think it's that good, though. I'd probably put it like here-ish. Maybe even lower. It's weak to Cali. I'm going to put it on C. Grimmsnarl, I actually think is like a B plus-ish mon. It's actually kind of a good enabler. I think it's actually pretty underexplored in the format right now. Like, fast prankster T-wave spam into a lot of things is pretty annoying, and screens going up is pretty annoying. I think the only issue is that sometimes like it can get knocked out pretty quickly if you're not careful with it. Like Urshifu Concerning Strikes past it, so that's an issue. Alcremie could have a niche on a Cali Ice team in Trick Room, I think. So I'm gonna leave it there. Pincurchin, no. Yes. I think Indeedee is like A tier. It's a check into Miraidon, enables a whole archetype of Hard Trick Room. It's a really good support. You can use it next to Expanding Force Cali. You can use it next to Expanding Force Psychic Restricteds like Lunala as well. It's great redirection next to some Pokemon. You can use it next to even like more offensive teams. So I feel like it deserves to be there for sure. Arch is like, it really got demoted from the previous regulation. I'd probably say top of C maybe. It has some niches with Kyogre, but that's pretty much it. Polt, I think Polt fell off because of Cali Shadow being everywhere, to be honest. Like, maybe it's a C. Like, I'd rather have it than some of the other guys. No turn. Oh, God, the Urshis? Okay, Urshifu Rapid Strike, absolutely top S. You can't even deny that thing's broken. Not even broken, it's just good. Urshifu Dark, I want to say, is A+. I think Urshifu Dark is really good. It's just the use cases can vary a bit more. Whereas, like, for Urshifu Rapid Strike, it's like, why would you not want to put it on most of your teams? Aleki, I think, goes into B tier. I'm probably going to upgrade some things as the list narrows down because it looks like there's not enough in A. And I think moving some stuff up would help to help differentiate. Regidrago, again, probably around like a B tier mon. It works with like Dragon Energy stuff. Pretty much it. Glacier has like this niche on like some random teams where it's like leftovers body press Iron Defense, which is really funny. It's like the counter Cali Ice teams. I don't know how good it is, but like it did go like 8-3 in one of the VRs. So, or not 8-3, it went like 6-3, 7-2 or something like that. I don't know. Like, enough where it's worth a mention. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No. And Nam sometimes with Trick Room, but even then, not so great. Palmet, no. Mousehold, I think I could swear I remember, like, I don't remember for sure now, but I could swear I remember, like, some Mousehold Cali Shadow team at some point in the format, and I remember it being pretty annoying, so I'm gonna put Mousehold in B, just because, like, being immune to Cali Shadow is kind of cute. No Dashpa, no, no, no. Cyclozar, yeah, no. Wow, yeah, it's kind of crazy how many mons get power creeped out when you have really good Pokemon everywhere, huh? Okay, Spathra. And I'll make sure to go back through and justify all the reasonings for the mons I ended up doing. Earthworm, maybe C, because you could do Earthquake stuff next to Ursa. But again, how often are you going to get the opportunity to do that? Like, on, like, C is, like, kind of like cheeser teams. I could see it being, like, usable. Glamora 2, maybe. Houndstone, no. Flamigo. I don't really believe in Flamigo. Oh, Dozo Tatsu. These guys are so annoying. Every format, man. Probably A. Like, it's really good on that one archetype, and it's also good on Miraidon Dozo, so it's around. Like, I definitely think it's not bad. I'm just gonna put the other Tatsu forms there. Great Tusk, unused. Screamtail, I actually think is really good. I think it's hella underrated. I'd probably put it top of B+. Maybe a bit different. Brute Bonnet, maybe C. It's a Rage Powder guy. Flutter is really good. I'd probably say Flutter is around like A+ category, just because like it's good on Koraidon teams. It's good on Booster Pagos team, like Booster next to Pagos teams. It's still like a really good threat, and something, and it's good for like Chi-Yu Flutter as well. So, sorry, Slitherwing. Iron Treads is like a B, I think. It's like anti-Miraidon stuff. Bundle just died. I haven't actually, yeah, I haven't seen Bundle in ages. I kind of forgot this Pokemon existed. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like C because it's Bundle, but yeah. Iron Hands is like easily A+. I think it's good. It's just underused right now. Low Kick Hands is phenomenal. It's just a really fat Pokemon. Jugulus gets in B niche. It was used at Worlds on Kinugawa's team, Groudon team to do well. No Thorns. No backs. Gold is good. It's just Cali Ice is kind of falling off right now, but it's still a good Pokemon. Wochizzy. Probably like, I'll leave it in B, maybe. It was used to get top 8 and ASC. POW is really good. POW is definitely like I don't think it's like top, but it's like A+. It's super, super strong. A Sword of Ruin. Ice coverage, always really nice. Ting Lu definitely deserves to still be around here. Probably B tier as well. Just a sort of like the Treasure of Ruin abilities can be kind of annoying defensively on the right teams. Chi-Yu, A tier for sure. Really good Pokemon. Used on a lot of archetypes. Covert Cloak Chi-Yu. You know, you have offensive Chi-Yu. Like, there's just a bunch of ways to use it. Roaring Moon is actually kind of increased in usage, and I actually think it's like definitely deserving of like B tier because it's kind of the key Pokemon on the main Kyogre teams that are being used right now. So yeah, it deserves to be there for sure. Valiant, it got second at Worlds. It's not like the most splashable Pokemon, but it works with Cali Ice, so it's there. These guys don't count. Sinatra, no. Okay, if I'm playing some Pokemon here, though, I'm going to leave Signature there for now, and then I'll probably take him off. Walking Wake. Not really. No. Dogi, no. No, no. Teal Mask is probably a B tier mon. It's like a weird restricted, but not weird restricted, a weird supportive Pokemon, but it's still pretty good. I'd probably put Wellspring in the same category. Maybe consider a tier higher. And then Hearthflame and Cornerstone are amazing. I think they're both top tiers. I think probably I'd put Hearthflame actually in S because I think Hearthflame is really broken on the Pagos and Cali Shadow teams. And even then Hearthflame has use cases on Miraidon. Actually, yeah, it's on like a lot of the meta teams right now. So it's really hard to not use. Guiding Fire is probably like a C. It's not like the worst. Oh, Bolt is phenomenal too. It's a little bit less used than it was before, so I'm trying to think where I could justify placing it. Like, is it an S tier? Like, it's still really good, right? Like, Bolt is one of the best Pokemon in the format. But Booster is good. It's used with Koraidon. It can be used with a couple other restricteds. Yeah, AV Bolt's really good too. I would consider putting Bolt higher. Yeah, it's pretty good. Thunderclap is used on a lot of things. Okay, and then Crown deserves like a mention because I know Riley Factura was spamming it a bunch and did okay with it. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the interesting part, which is reorganizing everything. So let me look at first the S tiers and see if there's anything I completely disagree with. I probably agree with like the tiering of these. Bolt definitely has more usage than Tauren and Dark Ursh. Flutter definitely has more usage than actually all these guys. Maybe not Tauren. Even Tauren. Okay, so like I think it depends like where you want to make the S tiers cut off. Like I definitely think like Bolt, for example, and Flutter are like the top tiers of like these guys. But like, you know, obviously like these guys are on a whole nother level because you'll see them on like every archetype. So I'm actually gonna leave them like here. Torn and Dark Ursh. Dark Ursh goes lower than Hands because this is intrinsic to Miraidon operating properly. This is intrinsic to like Rain Dance Ursh stuff. Pow is definitely more intrinsic to a lot of the... actually, Pow's kind of fallen off a little bit, but it's still really good Pokemon. I think it's just like the builds are a bit different. I'd probably put Chi-Yu a bit higher than it right now. I'm trying to think like how many archetypes use Pow at Worlds. Well, Pow enables Zama as a whole, and Chi-Yu enables like Koraidon, enables like Flutter Chi-Yu. But Flutter Chi-Yu isn't a restricted pairing, and they work well on their own. So I want to put Chi-Yu a little bit higher than Dark Ursh even, because of how often you'd use it. Pow is probably higher than Dark Ursh. Cornerstone, in my opinion, deserves to be like right behind Flutter, if not higher than Flutter. It's good on Kali Ice. It's good on Koraidon. It can be used with almost any other restricted as well. It's just like a built-in sash is really broken in this format like this. It's such high power level. So I feel like it's really good. I'm going to tentatively leave this alone, and maybe I'll reorganize after. Giraffe A, definitely for sure. A for sure. Amoonguss is probably higher than NDD just because Amoonguss works on like a bunch of archetypes still. Whimsicott's probably like the highest tiers of A just because Fast Tailwind, Light Screen works on maybe like right below for Draft and Pelipper, I think actually. Landorus is really good. Strong offensive piece. Scarf does a lot of damage. It's definitely an A tier pick for sure. I might actually slightly adjust where some things are the more I look at it. So Landorus is good, but is it used more than certain other Pokemon? I'd like to say so, yeah. Like Landorus is kind of on a whole other level. And Dozo is just good. Like it's oppressive. It's the same, doing the same Dozo stuff as usual. Okay, let's reorganize this category a little bit. Aleki's probably like it performed the best at Worlds out of all these guys besides Entei. Entei actually got top 4, so maybe Entei's a bit higher. And then I want to say like Dragonite, Blood Moon. Screamtail's a really good support. Weezing's probably a bit higher than both because it also performed well at Worlds and it's like a whole archetype enabler. Grim is probably worse than Jumpluff. I'd probably say Screamtail. Yeah, I'd probably say like these are around like where I'd put everything. You'll notice a lot of the really like kind of cool support Pokemon are kind of near the bottom end of B, and then towards the top of B plus there's like more attackers. Regidrago, yeah, the B category is pretty big and the C category is pretty big, and I feel like some C's don't deserve to be there. Alcremie, no. It would, like now with hindsight, I can kind of rate them a bit clearer. I'm just gonna say these guys. There's no reason to use them. Actually, there's like way better Tailwind guys. Arachnid wide guard niche would be better if like there was actual things to wide guard. Really, I mean, Kali isn't really correct. I don't think you'd have prefer to have other Pokemon. This thing's a Cheezermon, man. It's so bad. Mandibuzz, foul play. I'm just gonna say no. Like you could, okay, so you could use them, but like, I mean, yeah, they're like a maybe. But I don't even like it's funny because I don't really like putting things on a list if like I think they're just like not super optimal or like not that great, because like I don't like leading you guys astray and pretending like some things are like better than they are, but it's around. Regidrago around top of B sounds correct. I think Gold is a little bit better than Drago. Roaring Moon is enabling a whole archetype right now, and gold has seen less usage. Drago did well at Worlds and Top Cut. Hizui Ursaluna is good with P2, and I think it could perform well. Goldingo, nah. Jugulus is way too high, I think. I think gold could be really good on the right team. It's just like weird right now. Umbreon, that's fine. Valiant. I'd definitely have Valiant over Gallade. Gallade over Ape for sure. Crown, actually, I'd probably put Crown at like higher in B, just because with Miraidon it could be kind of annoying with Terra Crown, Terra Blast, Expert Belt, like Riley was using. But that was kind of a one use case, and it's a little bit less general. So, yeah, maybe it's down there. Putting Teal Mask this low doesn't feel right, actually. I'm going to put Teal Mask a bit higher, and I'm going to put Wellspring a bit higher. Good follow me mons. Again, a lot of support guys in B. They're just good follow me users. I'd probably say Teal Mask is probably a little bit higher, just because Shilling did really well with it at Worlds. But yeah, it's around. So, let's see. But I stand by a lot of these picks. I'd say Treads again, use case next to Miraidon. Did well in Japan. Yeah, I want to say Volk also did pretty well in Japan. So it's a little bit higher than Serena and Basque Legion and Venu. Yeah, Japan Nats is what I'm referring to. Ended up getting top cut, top 8. Mousehold I'm going to put higher because I think it had some performances. Wo-Chien for sure. I think it's actually like not bad next to Kyogre. But again, it was kind of used in a specific instance. I'm going to drop Galar Molt. I'm going to drop Jugulus too. I think Jugulus is way too high. It got used on one team at one time. Like I think it deserves to be like near bottom. Ting Lewis, probably next to Wo-Chien, just because their abilities both can enable like certain restricteds to do certain things. So I think they deserve to be around that area. Talent I'd probably rather have than a couple of other of these guys, because I think the fast tailwind and priority is kind of like useful. So I'd probably put it around like above Mousehold. Arch C, I've seen on some Kyogre comps. It's like all right. Raiku's probably like near bottom. Sneasler C, I think it's fine. I would go on a stretch to even say I think Sneasler could be a B tier Pokemon. I think the Unburden Terra Dark Throat Chop niche for Cali Shadow teams is actually really cool and underexplored. But like I don't know if people will explore it. So I'm like as a selfish like me thing, I'm gonna put it in the bottom of that. I'm also gonna put Arch up to B, I think, and Hat up to B. And then once you get here, you start getting to the real poopy guys, like the not good ones. But maybe that means that like the mons that should be here are like I should drop everything. Yeah, like I have no faith in Ninetales. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Oranguru niche, Glacier niche, Como. I'm gonna drop the body press guys. I just don't think they're a worthwhile playstyle to play. I'm gonna drop Gastros as well. I don't really believe in them right now. Bronzong, there's a niche there. Cali Shadows everywhere. It feels so wrong to put Cresselia in the same tier as like the bad guys, but yeah, I'm not keeping Pachirisu, I'm not keeping Registeel. Niche. Even this is a bit of a stretch. I'd probably say that's a bit of a stretch. Goth, you have Trapping. Klefki. I'm going to drop Klefki. I think you'd rather have Grim in most instances. Mandy, I'm going to drop. I'm just going to be very objective with the C category. Because C is like where you're on the fringe of being usable, but like you don't want like terrible Pokemon either, right? Yeah, I'd say these are probably all like C deserving Pokemon. Now to like actually like probably drop some of these guys down, because I think like some of the Pokemon here deserve to be here, and then like the others don't deserve to really be around them. I'm gonna say Mousehold starts off the next category. So like now what I'm gonna say is like anything that's in C is like usable. It's just very specific use cases, and it's like arguable, you know. I think Hat maybe, yeah, Hat's probably down here as well. So yeah, anything down here is kind of like you're in the danger zone of like using crappy Pokemon, pretty much. I think is a reasonable way to put it. Mimikyu is probably, is even Mimikyu even usable? Honestly, no, I'm just gonna drop it. I'm trying to be as objective as possible for y'all, so I'm just not like giving you guys bad Pokemon. I'm gonna drop Cress. I know that seems really wrong, but I'm gonna drop Cress. I'm gonna drop Lilligant too. All these Pokemon I could see being used on some kind of team. Gravity for Groudon, Light Screen, Howl stuff you could use next to Groudon, Breaking Swipe. Like, this is maybe justifiable. Trick Room. Shadow Tag probably puts you up there. It was used for one event and then kind of dropped. Bundle, I feel like could always be like decent in some case if like the meta calls for it. It's just that right now it's a little bit less good just because there haven't been as many opportunities for it to really thrive. I'd probably say it's better in King Gambit. Comfey is probably the better. King Gambit and Kalias are probably tied for like the bottom tiers. I mean, I did win with King Gambit, and I guess Jugulis only has one use, and I think Jugulis is a bit better. But I don't want to like be disingenuous here and say King Gambit's like higher than it should be, because when you have fighting types everywhere that can just like kind of destroy King Gambit, it's like not good, you know. So yeah, probably not the best. But yeah, I think the C category looks like reasonable to me. Mousehold probably trailing on the bottom end makes sense, I think. Just because it's not used too frequently. So yeah, let's recap one more time. Rilla, top tier, best Miraidon terrain control answer. Urshifu, phenomenal, best fighting type. Incin is Incin. Ogerpon, redirection, phenomenal right now. Hearthflame's used on like almost all the meta compositions. Raging Bolt's used on a lot of the meta compositions, super strong. Flutter's used on a lot of the meta compositions, but less frequently than the others. Ogerpon, Cornerstone is phenomenal again, another great supportive mon, used on a lot of the meta comps. Torn, great. It's the best enabler of Tailwind in the format. Iron Hands, phenomenal fake out Pokemon if you're not using Rillaboom or Incin. It's fat. It's really good on Miraidon teams, so it's like a key part of the archetype. Chi-Yu, great Pokemon just in general for doing damage. Great enabler of like the archetypes. That it's on. Flutter, Chi-Yu, all that stuff. Pow's great for Zama. Dark Ursh is phenomenal if it's used on the right teams. It's also been used on Miraidon. It's used on a couple others. I think its pressure is actually really good in the format right now. Especially because Kali Shadow and Pagos are like top dogs. For draft, great support. Pelipper, great support. Whimsicott, great support. Amoonguss, great support. Landorus, great attacker, like probably higher tier than a couple of the other guys because it's just a great mon on Kali Ice. Indeedee is a great supporter, but maybe it deserves to be in B plus just because I don't think it's on. No, it's on the Kali Shadow Weezing archetype. It's on Kali S. Some Kali S teams with redirection. It's hard Trick Room, Kali Ice. Like there's a lot of things where you'd use it for sure. B plus, good on Zama, good on Kali Ice, good on Kali Ice, good on Miraidon, and can be used in some other cases. Tailwind offense stuff and Trick Room. Good with Pow, so probably Zama. Enables a whole Kali Shadow archetype. Good with Pagos. It's been used before. Good with Zama, in my opinion. Screamtail is really underexplored. Really good at enabling Sun archetypes, in my opinion. Super, super good at that. Grim I might consider dropping. Maybe not. I'll probably leave Grim there. Ogerpon Wellspring, definitely the least used, but I think it actually has really good potential considering like you have Urshifus everywhere. I just think that right now like other redirectors are just more popular, but it's not like bad. Like I'd probably put it in like the same category as Smeargle for sure. Smeargle, Wide Guard, all that stuff. Clefairy, redirection, good. I'd probably put Ogerpon a bit lower just because less proven results for it. Maybe it tops off B tier. Yeah, it's really not used on much, actually, now that I think about it. So I'll probably put it around like B, just because like I think it's still good, but it's not like that good. Ditto, transform stuff, really good. Roaring Moon enables Kyogre. Regidrago was good on the Zacian archetype. I think it's also very underexplored right now. Zooey, Ursaluna, and P2 together, that makes sense. Golden Go, good for Zamazenta. Kind of good for Zamazenta, because the Pows are running Throat Chop, but it's around. It's a good balance breaker. It's okay in the Kali Ice. Umbreon's really phenomenal in the Kali Ice. Ogerpon, good supporter. Wochin. Yeah, I'd say this all looks pretty correct then. So yeah, this will be my list then. Sorry, I was just kind of going back through it with you guys because I just want to make sure that I put everything where I think it belonged. I'd say this is probably a pretty accurate tier list. Honestly, anything that didn't really make it on the list like does not really deserve to be used in my opinion. I'm actually going to put Bundle on the bottom of C just because like it has literally zero usage right now. I have not seen it at all. Same with Gambit right behind it or right in front of it because it at least won something. But yeah, I'd say this is probably pretty accurate to where I think everything should be. That being said, obviously, these things can change as a format progresses, but as it stands right now, like I think honestly, if you're trying to perform the best you possibly can, the lowest you should really dip is B, and maybe a few C tiers in there that are like okay, like Basculegion, Sneasler, Gothitelle, Jugulus, like Venusaur, Hat if you're running Hard Trick Room, maybe Overquill. Once you get past that point, it kind of gets a little suspicious. Mousehold's good too, but like yeah, once you get past that point, it's a little bit suspicious. So you definitely want to be careful, right? You don't really want to be running a team of like super terrible Pokemon. And I even say B, the use cases are very fringe. Like Roaring Moon is specifically, I think it's also used on the Weezing Calias archetype, actually, now that I think about it. Treads is used specifically on Miraidon teams to counter other Miraidon teams. Like these are more specific use cases. And once you get to B, like these Pokemon can be a little bit more splashable. And A plus, and S are just like, you're just using like some of the best guys in the format. Like it's really not hard to justify them at all, So yeah. But that's pretty much it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously, wanted to make sure that I gave you guys a pretty accurate list that you could use as reference if you were thinking about, okay, what Pokemon are really good, what are maybe not so good, and like how often should I use them. So, yep, I think that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I incredibly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.